Do six-pack abs make you a happier person?
So a bit of a dumb question, but a lot of people ask this because they think that's what's going to make them happy. And once you get those abs and like, whoa, I'm happy. Well, the thing is, it's a process. You're content when you have a nice stomach, but it's not like I'm basking in joy because I had to. It feels like it's about time I had one. I've been working on this hard every day. Well, not every day, but every other week, and you got to keep your shitty diet going. And it's not always fun. And you say, well, yeah, now I do have one. And the only problem is you can't always be walking around shirtless to prove that you got one. Having too many cheat days, it starts slipping away. So it's not something you attain and you got it. Okay, now I'm done. It's never done. That's like the philosophy of life right there.
Guys, with a six-pack, like, it's cool you got it. It's cool if you don't. It's like, why be dependent on that? It's just a fucking bricks you got on your fucking stomach. It's like, okay, cool, well, that guy's got bricks on his stomach, okay, cool shit. But is that the dependent, is that how you value yourself?
They're trying to live up to the Instagram image, the model, the ideal aesthetic.
And that's nowadays, right? We're all just locked on social media. We're all just, every time we swipe or we scroll social media, like, we're just constantly comparing ourselves to what we don't have. We always want what we don't have. And it just seems to be like, shit, you think you need it, but you don't. You really do.
But it's nice to have it. Like, once you do have it, like, then you're not complaining.
Right, okay, let's change it off a bit, because I know it's about six-pack abs, but let's talk about Lamborghinis.
Let's talk about... Do you feel the need to have a Lamborghini? Has it always been on your bucket list?
I wouldn't
your
mind
dream?
having it. At the same time, it's not something I'm gonna lose sleep over if I don't get it, right? If I don't get it, I'm not gonna get it. But at the same time, I'm not saying I wouldn't say I wouldn't mind having it.
But people feel nowadays it's a requirement. Like, you got to have the Lambo to keep up with the Miami lifestyle. That lit thing, the whole thing, yeah. And that's how you get the attention. But even if you do get that attention, it seems to be short-lived, because there's always someone who's got a better car, more money, or whatever. Like, you're in like a rat race of the rich or whatever.
It's a constant loop. It's just like, when you think you've reached the peak of what you're meant to be, when you think you've reached the peak of your craft, there's always the next motherfucking level.
Trying to go in deep with some of these questions, trying to find the real meaning,
yes.
Trying to find out the answers everyone's looking for. And the next question is...
The next topic we got, the next question you guys all been waiting for is...
Because I get so many comments asking me this every day, I just had to apply.
Don't forget the emails, man. You got the emails going on.
Hundreds of emails from thousands of people I have coached.
You had to change email accounts at one point, I believe.
Do not exist. I'm talking shit, but yeah.
Right, the next question I got for you, which our fan here from 069007 AA community. Shit, I forgot the question. No. The question was, is it really possible to give a fuck? Was that
To what extent should someone not give an F? Because everyone loves to say that, right? In every, in their videos, social media, music videos, they'll be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. So how much do people actually give an F? Well, it's a cool thing to say, because we like to think like we don't care what people think. We want to do our own thing and not be judged. But then again, people do judge, but we can't control other people. So we can only control our perception of ourselves, what we choose to do, and how we perceive ourselves. And it's not always easy. I mean, it seems like a cope a lot of the time. You build up this ego as a form of protection, shield from the outside world, so you don't get hurt. You can go through many rejections and say, I don't know, fuck, right? I'm not all embarrassed at all. Shrug it off. But maybe on the inside, that might not be true.
This shit kills you.
Like, I feel so lame.
Fuck, the devil came.
But you can't be showing that shit.
99.9% of the world is really conditioned, right? Social conditioned, cultural conditioning, cities, places, people. But some things will never change, right? As in,
human nature doesn't change.
Human nature will change. And let me just give you an example of how things won't change. Anywhere in the world, okay, maybe not the US, because they say walk on the right and then the left. We're here, it's always left. Walk on the left, and people come towards us, they stay on the right. That will always be the same. That's conditioning, right? Just the way we talk, the way we are meant to be silent on the train, the way that we can't be loud because apparently it's not social approval. It's not approved by society to speak loud on the train. Well, I say it's time to question all of that shit. It's time to wake up. It's time to actually think for yourself and fuck all the lies that people have been telling you, because it's all fucking bullshit.
Well, especially the
I sound like a
media,
rebel now,
politics.
I sound like a fucking rebel.
This is a
And
public,
we will conquer.
it's a public service announcement. He's got something to
will
say to the
conquer.
people.
We will conquer District 7.
But here's the thing, like with some people's social circles, they do have to kind of act accordingly. They can't. Their perception of themselves is kind of matters, especially if you got a corporate job and
social circle. That's the thing, right? You're kind of living up to whoever the leader is in that social circle. You don't want to quote unquote disappoint them, right? You feel like there's a tethered link between you and the social circle. I can't look bad in front of the social circle. If it is, I'm going to be abandoned. I'm going to be left alone. And look, as human nature, we crave to be belonged. We want to belong somewhere. We want to belong to shit.
I agree, yeah.
Why do you give a fuck? Look at the opposite of what you're thinking. Look at the reason why you do give a fuck. Because usually the reason why you do give a fuck is because you don't want to be put out of the tribe. Do you remember that tribe analogy we were talking about? But you want to stay in the tribe. You want to be accepted by society.
Nothing has changed.
Right? Nothing has changed. You still want to be accepted. But let me ask you something. Would you abide by all the rules, abide by the government's told you when they had a party at fucking door 11, Boris Johnson and the party going on shit like...
Well, I was always skeptical from the beginning with all this shit. Like,
be like Conrad, bro. Look, question shit. Question everything. At the same time, don't take everything for dogma. Okay?
Yes, indeed.
Don't take anything for dogma. Because look, some shit out there, some knowledge you do read, it might actually save you. Right.
Here we are in the fashion district of London. All the classy people walk around here with their Gucci belts, their Louis Vuitton scarves, just trying to show off the brand. The thing about wearing a Gucci belt is no one knows you're wearing a belt unless you're literally pulling it out and showing people your crotch area. That's the only way people know you're wearing a belt. What's Fashion 101? What are we here to talk about?
For you, the question, what everyone's mind is, look, would you dress to impress, or would you dress just to express yourself? Like, what's the agenda for yourself, or are we actually dressing out here to impress people? Give me your thoughts on that.
That's a good question. Well, when you're in your early 20s, when you're young, it doesn't matter what you wear. You just got to be yourself. You're still trying to figure out who you are, what your look is. But when you start getting into your 30s, then that's when you start thinking, what do I represent? What kind of look am I going for? And am I trying to dress to impress? I suppose a lot of us are. They're trying to dress to impress. The guys are trying to impress the ladies. They're trying to appear like they're rich and all that stuff. At the same time, it's all materialistic. It doesn't mean anything. But it's easy for me to say when I'm wearing a nice jacket. But when I'm at home, I'm not dressing like this. I'm not trying to show up to anyone. There's no one around me. So I'm just wearing my usual tracksuit, baggy shirt, jumper and all that. I don't care.
This is where the ballers at.
Yeah, so right now, me, along with a lot of people who are just fronting. We're just pretending we're off that lads club. I suppose I'll hire a Lamborghini or maybe rent one out just to drive around these streets with your dates and just pretend, shop here and there and there. Yeah, these are my usual spots, but my usual spots are more likely to be, Gap or Primark. There comes a point where you stick with particular brands which are a little bit of a higher level. You want to upgrade yourself, you also want to upgrade the brands.
Scarf Republic. You probably never heard of it. You probably weren't even born because Republic came out 10 years ago. Yeah? Super dry. Fuck knows how much it was, but it's definitely more than whatever device you're watching. Now, I'm not trying to put yourself down. You can still get super dry. It's affordable now. But if you're gonna get the Lambo, get the Ferrari, it's because we're in.
So what do you think of people who spend few hundred, 900 for a shirt, or a few thousand for a Moncler jacket around these parts.
You know what? They all go in the same place. They're all gonna go in the fucking washing machine, and it's gonna all get fucking just.
Oh, they go to the dry cleaners.
They all go. Well, I still use the washing machine because look, I don't trust the dry cleaners. Right? They charge you way too fucking much.
They don't even get rid of that stain.
They don't even get rid of the stain. And I'm still using powder you get from Poundland, right? It still does the job.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. That's all I want. I just want to stay clean. Like, it's all about feel it in you. How do you feel when you wear the clothes? How do you feel?
You want to be at that stage when all you need is a good physique, and it doesn't matter what you wear. If you're wearing a bin bag and you still be able to pull it off because you will make it look fashionable, as long as your arms are hench.
What if the legs are skinny?
That's something I struggle with. I think that's the reason why I got blown out for approaching guy because the top part was fine. But
Solution: more squat days.
The legs were like mosquitoes. I'm telling you, the answer to all of life's problems lies within these shelves. Or we're just trying to figure out which book to pick because there's way too many. This is a $1 billion industry, the self-help. Everyone needs fixing. And I'm here to find the answer.
Let's look at this one, for example. How many people do you know who have strong emotional intelligence?
Not many. I want to be fearless. I want to get out. I want to get a big, fit girl. Also, I want to not give an F.
Know your worth.
I need to know my worth. I need to stop thinking and start living.